Okay, so House Democrats released new documents on Friday night that suggest that Republican ranking member for the House Intelligence Committee, Devin Nunes, was more deeply involved in the efforts to dig up dirt on former Vice President Joe Biden than was previously known. Nunes initially denied knowing Rudy Giuliani's indicted business associate Lev Parnas. But phone records released by House Democrats last month show several calls between him and Parnas. The Associated Press reports that among the newly released documents are about 100 text messages between Parnas and California Republican staffer Derek Harvey, who previously served at the White House on Trump's National Security Council. The materials were provided to the House by Parnas. According to the AP, the messages show Parnas provided documents and helped set up meetings for Harvey with Ukrainians who have made unsubstantiated claims that as Vice President Biden orchestrated the firing of a prosecutor who was investigating corruption allegations involving Burisma. The AP notes that the documents also show Parnas sent Harvey a scan of the Ukrainian passport of Burisma's founder and texts showing that Harvey scheduled phone calls with Parnas and a face-to-face meeting at the Trump International Hotel in Washington. A spokesman for Nunes' congressional office did not respond to messages left by email and by phone on Saturday.
So, Reverend Al, Devin Nunes just keeps getting caught in one clumsy lie after another. We remember the facade of the press conference on both sides of Pennsylvania Avenue, where he just made a total fool of himself, lying about information that he claimed to have, but he didn't have, till the White House fed it to him. Of course, here he's lied about his relationship with Parnas. And here we see, once again, this guy lied to the media, lied to other members of Congress, and yet he's still able to run the president's defense for the most part in the Intel Committee. It seems so curious to me that the Republicans there, Kevin McCarthy there, would allow this guy to continue to embarrass themselves.
It is a shameless act to have Nunes all over this, where he had outright denied this. This is not some side issue that he had to tweet. This is something that he was downright, down the middle, unquestionably misleading the public. And for them not to move him away from his position in intelligence at a key position and as one of the quarterbacks for President Trump can only make you wonder why they keep having such characters as the people on their front line. If you look at the fact that you have Rudy Giuliani, you have now a defense team that have all kinds of crazy connections that no one would use as their defense line. And now Nunes, who they won't even back up, you can only say that birds of a feather flock together, and they're all covering for each other. What we don't know, which is why we need witnesses in an open trial. But you couldn't paint a more questionable figure than Nunes and the whole squad that's around President Trump.
Well, and it's the incompetence. The incompetence is just staggering, Bob Costa, which I guess this just suggests that you have to reach a certain level to find people that will continue to defend Donald Trump without question. Do you have any more insight into Devin Nunes, his relationship with Parnas, or the fact that, again, he continues to hold such an important position in Trump world?
Here's one insight. You look at the Washington Post reporting on the Trump Hotel in Washington. Lev Parnas, Igor Fruman, Rudy Giuliani have hung out there for years during the Trump administration. And no one within this Trump administration's orbit seems to work within the chain of command. And so whether you're Derek Harvey, an aide to Devin Nunes, or others, there's all these people working outside of the chain of command, huddling in the Trump Hotel lobby in Washington, talking through policy. And this has created an entire atmosphere around the Trump White House where people are coming in and out of the inner circle of power, whether it's the House Republicans or inside of the West Wing, without real oversight at all about who's coming in and who's telling what to who.
And as far as Parnas goes, what can you tell us about the chain of command? Is he working specifically for Rudy Giuliani, who's getting his orders from Donald Trump? Because, of course, Parnas says he's spent time with Donald Trump before. He's been in small meetings with him. Of course, there's tons of pictures with the president as well, which is not quite as telling, but he has been extraordinarily close to Rudy Giuliani, who is extraordinarily close to Donald Trump. Talk about the nexus between Parnas and the president.
Lev Parnas is a character within the president's inner circle, within the broader circle, perhaps, is a better term. And Roz Helderman at the Washington Post did an illuminating profile of him, and that's so indicative of the character he is. He is someone like Michael Cohen and others who wants to be close to the flame, who builds relationships with people like Rudy Giuliani, transactional relationships, is so ambitious to be inside the power orbit of Washington. Yet when push comes to shove, is very willing to walk away and to burn bridges. This is a whole network of people who want to be close to the President of the United States, want to be on the patio of Mar-a-Lago, but at the same time, they're willing to walk away.